Hello, in this video, we're focusing on the practical concepts that you can actually apply in the real business world. Hope you enjoy it. Let's get on with it. Strategic decision making is a vital skill in business that goes beyond just managing day-to-day operations. It shapes the future of an organization by determining where it will compete, which markets to enter, what products to launch, and how to allocate resources. These decisions carry high uncertainty, significant risk, long-term impact, and often can't be easily reversed. Despite its importance, many see strategic decision-making as either a mysterious instinct or a purely analytical process, but it actually requires a balanced mix of judgment, analysis, experience, and clear thinking, along with decisiveness in uncertain situations. In this discussion, we'll explore what strategic decision-making truly involves, why it matters, how leaders can improve their decisions, and what we can learn from real-life examples. We'll also look at the pros and cons of different decision-making frameworks and offer practical advice for leaders aiming to master this essential skill. The photo here showing two people considering large chess pieces symbolizes the thoughtful and strategic moves required in business decisions that can affect the entire organization's direction and success. Strategic decisions involve big moves like entering or leaving markets, acquiring or selling businesses, changing business models, investing heavily in new technology, or redefining a company's purpose. Unlike everyday decisions, these can't be fully optimized because the data is incomplete, results are uncertain, and conditions keep changing. So, being effective means making choices that are consistent and well thought out, and being ready to adapt as things evolve. One important benefit of strategic decision-making is how it directs where a company puts its limited resources, time, money, and talent. Successful companies don't try to do everything. They say no to more ideas than they say yes, focus on the highest return opportunities, and let go of familiar but low-value activities. They understand that choosing one path means giving up others, even if those are less obvious costs. Another key point is that strategic choices define how a company competes, whether it aims to lead on cost, differentiate itself, integrate vertically or partner with others, or expand globally or focus locally. For instance, Southwest Airlines chose to concentrate on short direct routes, which helped it stand out and succeed. These examples show how strategic decision-making shapes a company's overall direction and competitive edge. IKEA's approach to flat pack design and self-service, along with Netflix's evolution from DVD rentals to streaming and then to creating original content, show us how strategic commitments lead to lasting competitive advantages rather than just small improvements. When it comes to managing risks, smart strategic decisions don't just avoid immediate failures. They recognize that poor choices often unravel over time as underlying assumptions change. Effective leaders identify potential downsides, build flexibility into their plans, and avoid making irreversible decisions unless the potential benefits are truly compelling. In rapidly changing environments, being resilient is often more valuable than being perfectly precise. To master strategic decision-making, start by clarifying the type of decision you're facing, distinguishing between reversible decisions, which can be tested and undone, and irreversible ones, which demand thorough evaluation. This helps ensure that major, hard-to-reverse decisions get the debate and analysis they deserve, while minor ones don't get overcomplicated. The next step is to define the real question you need to answer, so your efforts focus on what truly matters. Many strategic discussions break down because teams focus on the wrong questions, often debating symptoms instead of the core choices that matter. For instance, instead of simply asking whether to cut costs, a better question might be which activities no longer align with our strategy. Similarly, rather than just asking if we should grow, it's more useful to consider where growth is both profitable and sustainable. Successful strategists take time early on to clarify exactly what decision is being made, what success looks like, and which constraints are truly important. While intuition has its place, relying on it alone can be risky. Effective decision makers strengthen intuition with structured thinking tools like scenario planning, expected value thinking, competitive analysis, decision trees, and pre-mortems to explore how a plan might fail. These tools don't guarantee the right answer, but they help reveal assumptions and trade-offs, improving decision quality. One crucial skill is distinguishing facts from assumptions and opinions. When assumptions are clearly labeled, it helps the team understand what is known, what is being assumed, and what is believed, leading to better, more transparent decisions. Strategic decisions need to be tested over time, with leaders continuously monitoring key indicators and being ready to adjust their strategy early if needed. Many failures happen not because initial assumptions were wrong, but because those assumptions were never openly acknowledged and revisited. Indecision is actually a strategic choice, and often the worst one. Once a decision is made, effective leaders commit the necessary resources, align incentives, and communicate clearly. But commitment doesn't mean being stubborn. It means acting decisively, tracking outcomes closely, and being willing to change course if new evidence demands it. Real-world examples make this clear. Netflix's shift from DVD rentals to streaming, and then to producing original content, shows how strategic foresight under uncertainty sometimes requires sacrificing short-term revenue to stay relevant in the long run. Similarly, Microsoft's pivot under Satya Nadella to focus on cloud computing and subscription models involve cultural shifts, restructuring, and heavy investments, but it aligned technology, culture, and capital to a clear vision. These cases highlight how making firm decisions while staying adaptable is key to successful strategic leadership. The family-owned manufacturing firm faced stagnant margins, and instead of pushing for more volume, the leadership decided to let go of low-margin customers and concentrate on specialized high-value products. This shift caused revenue to drop at first, but it led to better profitability and overall resilience. The key takeaway here is that focusing strategically can feel uncomfortable initially, but it often pays off in the long run. Strategic decision-making has several advantages. It helps create long-term value by focusing on sustainable performance, aligns the organization by providing clarity and reducing confusion among teams, leads to better risk-adjusted outcomes by preventing major mistakes through careful planning, and builds leadership credibility because thoughtful and transparent decisions earn trust even when results are uncertain. However, there are limitations to keep in mind. The process can be time-consuming since it involves reflection and debate, and there's no guarantee of success due to external factors or chance. Overanalyzing can cause delays in action, known as analysis paralysis, and cognitive biases like confirmation bias or groupthink can cloud judgment. Understanding these challenges is crucial for improving in strategic decision-making. Strategic decision-making isn't about having all the answers or waiting for certainty. It's about making the best possible choices, even when information is incomplete. Great leaders recognize that uncertainty is part of the process and focus on improving how decisions are made, rather than getting stuck on the outcomes. They do this by asking better questions, encouraging different viewpoints, learning carefully from past decisions, and staying flexible without overreacting. Becoming skilled at strategic decision-making takes more than knowledge or experience. It requires discipline, humility, and the willingness to act despite uncertainties. Effective decision makers prioritize what really matters, allocate resources thoughtfully, test their assumptions, and commit to their choices, while remaining open to adjusting the plan as new information emerges. In today's complex and fast-changing world, organizations that handle strategy well might still make mistakes, but they make fewer critical errors, recover more quickly, and build on their strengths over time. Ultimately, strategy isn't about guessing the future. It's about readying the organization to succeed, no matter what comes next. If you found this video useful, there's plenty of more business and finance videos on the channel that you'll enjoy watching and get great practical value from. In the meantime, thanks for watching.